The Ocean Love No Plastic No Waste project is sponsored by SGP, GEF Small Grant Program.
My name is Charlotte Hooijdonk and I'm the co-founder of the West Indies Sail Heritage Foundation. And today we are here in the plastic upcycle workshop, No Plastic No Waste. And we're waiting for a group from the Island Academy, class grade 5, to visit us here and see what we are doing. The project Ocean Love No Plastic No Waste in 2021. We all know that plastic is really nice to use, but it's also a huge problem because it will never go away. And Antigua doesn't really have a possibility to process it. So it ends up in the landfill, and the worst thing is, in the end, it ends up in the ocean. So we know that in 2030, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish in weight. So we thought we have to do something about it. We, as the West Indies Sail Heritage Foundation, we love the ocean. We give sail training to local youngsters. We have a beautiful traditional Kiriakou sloop, a wooden boat. We sail on the ocean and we see what's happening. So next to our sail training, we started the project to do something about the plastic. So here in this workshop, we have a couple of machines, and with these machines, we can turn waste plastic into new valuable products. And the plastic what we use today are mainly bottle caps. And from these bottle caps, we make flower pots, key hangers, and we also developing new products now in the direction of outdoor furniture like stools and maybe later in the year also tables. Today, the machines what we have are perfect for educational purposes. So the machines we have are a shredder, and the shredder will crush the bottle caps into small pieces. And then we have an injection molding machine, and we can heat up this plastic shredded material and then push it in the molds. And today we're gonna make, with the kids from grade 5 from the Island Academy, we're gonna make sea creatures from plastic waste.
This machine here is our grinder, and some people may call it a granulator, some people call it a chipper, but basically what it does, if I open it up here, you can see down in there that it's perfectly safe because you can't get your arm in here to get to the blades, but that's the blades down in there, and you can see some of the chipped plastic. And last time we were using multiple colors, so we're trying to see what kind of cool designs we could come up with the keychains and the pots that we made last time. But that one there, these are made out of steel, and you have a very powerful motor that turns this one, and it just grinds all up into little tiny pieces, as you can see. This one has multiple safety aspects to it, so that there is no way possible to get your fingers or any bit of you into that grinder. Here we have the injection molding machine, and they call it an injection machine because it has this rod and this tube, and when you turn the wheel, it pushes the rod through the tube just like a syringe when you get an injection by the doctor. So it's basically injecting hot molten plastic into the mold down here. That's why it's called an injection molding machine, because you have the injection and the mold. And this machine is specially formulated and created in a way that's safe for teaching. You can't be burnt by this machine, and you can't be shocked by this machine either. So it's specially made so that little hands can work it with much safety. This one is our extruder, and this one I don't use for education. This one I use for a bit of production. And with this machine, I have these molds. This is a beam mold, and this makes a rectangular beam. And then I have these molds here, and these are beam molds, and this makes a square beam. And this allows me to make simple furniture. So I have a prototype here of a chair that I made a couple of years ago. And it's based on a design from Denmark from the 1950s. So it's a really cool chair. I like it a bit, but most adults say it's not very comfortable. But that's a prototype. But that chair is made entirely of bottle covers, and I believe there's approximately 3,000 bottle covers in that one chair. Because each bottle cover weighs about 1.5 grams, and that chair weighs something like 3.5 kilos, maybe a bit more. So with the material, once it comes out of the grinder, it goes in the top here, and you can kind of see there's a little bit of material down in there. And this is kind of like a meat grinder for any other lack of explanation. There's a screw down on the bottom that forces the plastic through the heating element and into the mold. It takes approximately 20 minutes to fill this mold full, and it takes probably another 15 to 20 minutes to allow it to cool adequately enough to get the plastic out of the mold. Otherwise, it's a bit too flexible yet, and it won't come out very easily. And one of the nice things about it as well is that when the plastic cools, it shrinks. It shrinks by about 10%, so that allows me to be able to get the plastic out of the mold without having to use a chemical releasing agent in the molds. So it's organic plastic, so to speak.
How this all started is actually in time when it was COVID, and everyone knows there was not a lot possible. We couldn't sell, we were not allowed to do that. And we were sitting on the porch thinking, okay, while we are sitting here, let's think about other things what are important. The year before, we had worked for an organization, Adopt the Coastline, who organizes beach cleans with local youngsters. And we thought maybe we can tap into that subject. And we reached out to the GEF SGP Small Grant organization, and they have funding for environmental projects. I had never written a grant, but I learned how to do it and sent in the application. And in 2021, we got our first grant, and with that grant money, the grant money from GEF SGP Small Grants, we could buy these machines. And we bought the machines from the plasticpreneur in Austria. The machines are designed, they're not an industrial size, they are designed for small workshops and for educational purposes. What means that we can use this workshop to do the school programs, what we are doing this year. Besides that, we have another machine, the extruder behind me. The extruder is more on a medium industrial size, and we can make planks and beams with that, and that's what we're going to use for the outdoor furniture.
Here, check it out. This is what you guys made. Just go ahead and touch it, it's all right. Yeah.
To be honest, because we were doing well and we thought there was a lot more possible, we applied for a second grant, and that was also given to us. So this year in January, we got the second part of our grant, and we bought another machine, a little bit a bigger machine, and with that machine we can make sheets, plastic sheets made from all waste plastic, and turn that into tables or whatever we are going to do with it. So that's how it all started and where we are today.